You know, we all have struggles, but God has the fix for all that we struggle with. Someone shared this with me the other day. It said, laziness destroys ambition. Anger destroys wisdom. Fear destroys hope. Ego destroys growth. Jealousy destroys peace. And doubt destroys confidence. Now, if you struggle with any of those things, can I encourage you with God's fix for it? Maybe your struggle is with doubt. Proverbs 3 says, the Lord will be your confidence. You see, confidence annihilates doubt. But how does God become my confidence, though? Because it said the Lord will be your confidence. How does God become my confidence? See, as I grow in his word, in my relationship with him, God supplies the confidence. You don't have to spend your days praying for it. Just draw close to God and God will supernaturally supply it, even without you realizing it. See, so many times in my life, I've spent more time praying and focusing on the things I don't have. Like those things become my focus rather than focusing on God. So draw near to him. He will supply the confidence. He'll supply the other things that you know you need, and he'll supply the things that you don't even know that you need. Maybe your struggle is jealousy. Psalms 29 says the Lord blesses his people with peace. See, peace destroys jealousy. As a pastor, I've talked to many people that struggle with jealousy. Some that will actually admit it. Most of which are not willing to admit it, though. Usually it's caused by insecurity in our own lives. When we walk in God's supernatural peace, the insecurity that I struggle with has to take a back seat because now we are at a supernatural peace with who we are in him, the work he's doing in us, and what we have. You see, maybe your struggle is with ego, though. John 15 says, if you remain in me and I in you, you will bear much fruit. See, growth destroys your ego. Well, this is a good news for me because this is the place that I personally struggled. Not in the sense of being better than other people. I've never felt better than other people at all. That's not where I've struggled with my ego. My struggles and my ego have been in my relationship with God, of all places. God has opened doors that I can't. And then I've been guilty of saying, well, God, I've got it from here. I just walked through a door that I couldn't even open. And if I couldn't open the door on my own, then how can I expect to handle anything beyond the door? You see, humility is the key here because my ego ended where humility began. When I admitted my failure, growth truly began to happen. And true growth produces fruitful living, and fruitful living cannot happen when our ego keeps getting in the way. Maybe your struggle is with fear. Romans 15 says, may the God of hope fill you with all joy and peace as you trust in him. God is described as the God of hope. See, he doesn't have to go buy hope at the dollar store. He doesn't have to manufacture hope. He's not waiting on his supplier. God is hope. He permeates with hope. If we have hope, fear has to take a back seat as well. Hope absolutely destroys fear. And maybe your struggle is with anger. Proverbs 2 says, for the Lord grants wisdom. Wisdom destroys anger. God can grant wisdom even beyond our years to have it. But wait a minute. How does wisdom destroy anger? I don't get it. Well, listen, Proverbs 19:11 says, good sense makes one slow to anger, and it is his glory to overlook an offense. Good sense. That's wisdom. The wisdom to know the root cause of my anger so I can humbly admit it and address it. The wisdom to control my emotions so they don't escalate this situation and make it worse. Wisdom destroys anger. Maybe your struggle is with laziness. Philippians 2 says God is working in you, giving you the desire and the power to do what pleases him. To do what pleases him. No great move of faith will begin with laziness. Moses was not lazy. Noah was not lazy. Joseph was not lazy. Daniel was not lazy. Jesus wasn't lazy. If you're praying for a great move of God, roll your sleeves up and get to work. God will always call us to work. Listen, God's contribution is 99.999%, but God still calls us to be diligent and do the part he calls us to do. Ambition destroys laziness. Not the ambition for success, but ambition in our pursuit of God and who he's called us to be and the work he's called us to do. So let's make sure we get that. Ambition destroys laziness. Wisdom destroys anger. Hope destroys fear. Growth destroys ego. Peace destroys jealousy. Confidence destroys doubt. Listen, God will always provide a fix for all that can go wrong with us, and there certainly are a lot of those things that can happen. Love you guys.